hello again.
Go for it.
Okay, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming. It's a pleasure to be here in another Freenity News camp. I must start saying, okay, be serious, Daniel. I must start saying who I am. My name is Daniel Urrea. As I told you before, I'm a journalist. I'm from Colombia. I live in Guarne. It's the town that you can see in the photo. It's little. It's very a little town. If you go through the mountain, it's going to be Medellin. So we are close. I've been working as a journalist since I was 16, 17. In the last 3 years, I'm thinking about how people who is from other countries, like Claudia, like Christian, or anybody, can fall in love with Colombia. The topic of today's meeting is present basically the idea. I do want to talk about a project until today because now with this group and with the person who is missing, we are going to be coming in that to improve the idea, and maybe we are going to have a nice project. I'm very happy because when Claudia told me if I want to share the idea in another camp, I really feel happy because it's a first step and it's an opportunity to change mind about the culture, the reputation that people used to have about Colombia. Okay, just a little tip, and that's why we have the sentence. If you had been in the other camp, Christian, you will understand why I put that sentence. But okay, normally, normally people, foreign, it's common to use the word Colombia. And that is a tip that is the reason that for what you are going to talk, you are going to say Colombia since today. And even Maria Jose, I believe, is going to understand why people used to say Colombia, and now we are going to say Colombia. It's a little tip. It's not a complaint because I don't have problem when people say Colombia, but it's something. But Colombian used to be offended. It's like, I don't know. It's like when people don't say your proper name correctly. That's why. Okay, the original name of the navigator that discovered Colombia was
Columbus.
okay, Cristoforo Colombo. In Italian, he was Italian, but with the history, we started to change the name according with the languages, and the version that people used to know after some years was Christophorus Columbus. It's a Latin version. That's why, okay, Colombia has the name because of Columbus. So people start to say Columbus. But according with the University of Columbia, the right way to pronounce Columbus in Latin and in Italian, I don't know because I don't talk Italian, is Colomb. So the real name will be Christophorus Columbus. Colomb. That's why the real name is Colombia, not Colombia. Okay? Are we agree with that?
Agree or not agree, but amazing.
Okay. So, Daniel from Colombia, a journalist from a town. I'm happy to be here to meet people, try to create something who can help. Okay, as I told you before, I have a nickname, El Viajero Infortunado, but we have other tales that we are going to talk in another moment, baby. Okay, so welcome to Colombia. That's the way that we are going to start today. Colombia feels like home is the name of the idea. Has born 3 years ago, more or less. And there are three, three moments, and specific moments maybe that we can, that I can choose when I talk about the idea. First one was in December 2016 when I was in Madrid and I visited the Plaza del Sol. I don't know if they have an English name. Have you ever went there,
Yep.
Christian?
No. No.
Okay, Plaza del Sol is the place where the king and the queen used to celebrate the New Year's Eve. Okay, and there, when I visit there, in front of the palace, there was a full build. That's build is the name. Bullet. I don't know.
Building?
Uh,
Building.
yes, but banner maybe. It's a full banner.
Ah, this advertising banner.
Yes. Okay, something like that. Because in Europe, I believe in all Europe, you used to put a banner with when you are when you are fixing a building, so you can see the building, something like that. Okay, that day on 31st in December, there was a huge banner in front of the palace and was with a narcos commercial. So I believe it was the first series in that moment. That was like, I don't know, 5 or 6 p.m. And after that, we were in a bar celebrating the New Year's Eve, and a guy who was in front of me and seen me for 20 minutes finally talked to me and told me, are you from Colombia? Oh, yes. Oh, give me some cocaine, please. Okay, so I say, okay, come on. Too bad reference about Colombia. Reference is it's a good word.
Yep.
Okay, too bad reference about Colombia. The same day, I can be in Spain for 12 hours in this moment. And I was surprised because even in this moment, James Rodriguez was a star in Real Madrid. In that moment, obviously no, but in this moment was very important. So I say like, oh my gosh, but we have positive things, and they are asking for cocaine. And okay, that's the first moment. The second was after that I flew to Malta, and I was living in a home with a German guy. And the first question that he did when we have in our first dinner was, "Hey Daniel, how do you feel? It's beautiful to see your first car." And I say, "What?" And was like, he was a German from Munich, and he believed that we doesn't have building and we don't have cars, and we just have jungles. So I say, okay, I'm a Colombia. I have to talk about my country. And the most important, try to that people who is not from here wants to tell everyone a positive history about this country. Okay, and finally, the momentum with the idea was 2 years or 3 years ago, because I met a man called Sean. Sean is an American man who traveled around the world looking a place to be retired. So I don't remember the number, but when I met him, I believe it was like 72 countries that he was visit. And when he came here, he told me, "Oh my God, I'm going to live here because Colombia really feels like home. And after that, he came here and he's living here since 2017. Yes. 4 months after, I received a friend from France, and after 2 weeks, when we say goodbye, she told me, Daniel, I go back because I have duties to okay, because of my duties, but I want to go back to Colombia. I want to live here. Okay, this is the second person who told me that. And last year, I received a Peruvian and a Mexican friend, and in this moment they are trying to find a place to live here. So I say, okay, it's very interesting because, for example, the Peruvian boy came here to do the narco tour, and he never go there. He start to know other places of Colombia, and now he wants to live here. So that's like maybe the motivation, maybe the word that we that I start to think about Colombia. Uh, so after that, we start with the project with Edward, and I told them that I have an idea, and we start to create that idea. We have some objectives. The main objective is seek to bring the non-residents and non-born citizens of Colombia closer to the environment, history, and magic of Colombia. We want to help to change the Colombia reputation around the world and share the positive side of the country. And there is another challenge that is achieved, that foreign people like Christian, like Claudia, and whatever, wants to tell history about Colombia, be a kind of ambassador. So that is a challenge that we are going to maybe to resolve in that camp, because I don't know the answer in this moment, the solution. Uh, okay, the project wants to build a new imaginary about Colombia. It's seen to reflect a humane country with problems as well, of course. We can say that we don't have problems, but we have hopes, dreams, and we have a wonderful history that anybody knows. So it's the opportunity to try to share that. Um, Colombia feels like home, hopes to share the other Colombia through the visitors and the foreign people. And we want to have a multi-platform for the construction of a new history based on experience. That's the logo. That are the colors of the flag of Colombia. I don't know, because Christian said that, I don't know, what do you know about Colombia? We are going to talk about that on Monday, Christian, but do you have basic ideas about Colombia, or you are in blank?
So actually, yeah, I know the Rodriguez, yeah, the Real Madrid player. Yeah, I know him before, and also I have seen Narcos. It's
Okay.
the bad side of, obviously, but yeah, and yeah, sometimes I watching a lot of travel vlogs and travel videos, and one guy from Poland was living in Venezuela and traveling to Colombia as well. But yeah, I've seen that this is a beautiful country, definitely. Yeah, like.
Okay. You are
But
going to.
typical Polish people, I don't think so. That they maybe know or not where Colombia is localized. You know.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all I think so.
Okay, but we are going to enjoy that week, Christian. Don't worry. Okay, that's the logo that we can see. We can see a home over the title that represents how a home can be, where you can feel comfortable, safe, and happy. And we believe that that's Colombia. If you see the key and the E are outside of the roof. So that represents the opportunities that everyone has when we can travel and leave our house looking another opportunity. But always, because it's a home, we can be back wherever we want. And okay, and we have the colors of the flag: yellow, that represents the riches of our country; blue, that represents the sky, the seas of Colombia; and the rivers, because you know we have two oceans even, so that represent that. And we have the red, that try to represent determination and perseverance for Colombian people who has to be struggle and through the history. Okay, that's something about the logo. And those are some ideas that we create with Claudia and Maria over the past 2 weeks, because we want to try to learn, and the people trying to learn about Colombia and improve that project with that kind of activities. Because the idea, as I told you, I don't know how to achieve that, but the idea is to create a kind of sense of belonging for the project, and try to keep going with the project even after the camp. Uh, uh, Claudia, do you want to talk about that?
Sure, yeah.
Or
So this is the idea for the next coming days. So as you see, there's a lot of interactive activities and educational activities. So the idea is to really get a flavour of Colombia and what else Colombia has to offer. As Daniel said, there's a lot more to the country than a lot of people know. So between the information that's shared within the group, and also bring in external people to talk more about their experience, and also like teachers as well. So the dance classes and the cooking class. So these interactive activities that will actually wake up all the senses, get us moving, getting us like understanding what else Colombia has to offer. So it's going to be a fun time, and yeah, like also to get to know each other better as well while we create the ideas to bring this project to life, to build a community around this and really share with everybody all the magic that Colombia has to offer.
okay, I talked with the in the break. I talked with the guy with the mask guy, and we are going to do a paper mask.
Okay.
So the materials are going to be easy, but I believe we are going to have an interesting lesson, because we are going to talk about the mask history here in Colombia. We are talking about a specific festival that is called El Carnaval de los Diablitos. It's one of the most important festivals here. And I don't know. In conclusion, thank you very much for rolling in this camp. I'm very happy to meet everyone, to meet again with Maria, Claudia, Christian. Nice to meet you. I hope that we can create an strategic project or something. I don't know what is the word, but I hope that we can create an idea that can work for Colombia, and try and feel love people from other countries. Welcome to Colombia. Colombia is waiting for you. I hope you can hear someday.
Amazing, thank you. Actually, Daniel, I feel very, very inspired to go to Colombia. No,
Yes,
really, no, really, really. I feel like all these small information and details that I didn't know, it makes me feel like it's a nice country and we have a lot of things and a lot of things to show to the other ones who doesn't know it. So obviously, because actually, like normal reasons, it's understandable that the people doesn't have to know all the countries in this world. And obviously because we are so far away, but actually that is what I like since here, yeah, have the opportunity to show Colombia to the others. So thank you, Daniel, for that. I really like it. The presentation is amazing.
Yeah, I can say also that, yeah, you introduced Colombia as a nice country, and you, I can say that you got me. I can say like this, like, yeah, I would like to help and also to maybe visit anytime the Colombia. It would be cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bogota, for example, and Medellin looks nice. Like
that's
make impress the size of this place, this city.
Amazing.
okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's perfect because actually, like, there's so many people that it's going to be valuable for. There's people that haven't been. There's people that haven't been that are like wanting to go, that want to know more. There's people that haven't been that don't know much about it, so they maybe have some ideas that are negative like before it, so to change their views. There's people like me who have been, who have loved it, but have been there like 5 years ago, so it's like to just remember to get the interest again and looking at like all the amazing stuff that you have to offer. And then there's even people like Maria who, yeah, like learning more about their own country, because there's really something for everybody. So it's so cool. Love it.